Hey there, I'm Terrie, and I'm the intuitive healer for folks who have anxiety and want to access their soul evolution and intuition. There's more than meets the eye here as we chat and hang out in these episodes that have spiritual, esoteric, multidimensional, somatic, quantum techniques, tools, and tips to help you get unstuck and move you forward in your day-to-day life. So join me in discovering your path to help you clear anxiety of the past, align your energy to the present, and create your new future. Hey guys! How's that heart of yours? How's that wonderful, beautiful heart of yours, you spiritual empath, you? Believe it or not, this is the third time I'm trying to record this little message here. I got into like this whole judgment phase and was like, why are you starting it off that way? And then I said, get out of it, Terrie, just get out of it, whatever, right? Like, if people don't want to listen or hear, they will turn you off. It's that simple, right? We get to stay in our own lane. We get to choose our own adventure. So I had a little bit of entanglement going on here, and I said, you know what, Terrie, stop. You are having a judgment. You are having feelings, but you are not those feelings. So just record anyway. So here I am recording anyways in spite of, right? Because we got to keep moving forward. The human part of us wants to stop out of fear or judgment or whatever. And ironically, this is nothing. Or is it? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it all comes together, right? The divine works in strange ways. But originally, I just wanted to come in here and just explain to you and share with you why meditation is important and kind of sort of what's going on in meditation. Because people have this idea of what meditation is supposed to be like. And in actuality, it is whatever it is for you, though there are functions of what it, needs to be doing. But as someone who has anxiety, it might be really difficult for you to just sit still, right? And just be still, right? I've been meditating for years, and I finally got to a point where I can sit for a 4-hour meditation. I would have never thought in a million years, as someone who has anxiety, could sit for a meditation for an hour, let alone 4. But I've experienced that 4-hour meditation over and over and over again, thanks to Dr. Joe Dispenza, when I've gone to his retreats. And it's amazing. It's amazing. But when we're first sort of getting started with meditation, or we're introduced to meditation, we see these images or we watch these practices of people who are sort of sitting in a lotus position, maybe with certain hand mudras. I mean, we're watching these yogis or these monks do it, right? And they're silent, like they are just quiet. And they can sit there for hours and hours and hours and hours, right? Well, the thing is that most spiritual empaths who have anxiety can't do that. Just can't do that, right? So therefore, because we can't fulfill that image or that idea or the have to or shoulds or supposed tos, we think we can't meditate, but that's not true at all. There are different kinds of meditations, and there are active meditations versus passive meditations. And you beautiful soul, as a spiritual empath, especially when you're first starting out, it's very difficult, very hard to do a passive meditation where you are just sitting there and focusing on one thing without any kind of guidance per se. So people like us have to do more of an active meditation. So we're using our body more, which is really great, actually. So I don't know if you've noticed, if you've tried meditation, maybe you can't do more than 5 minutes, right? Because as soon as you start doing that meditation and as soon as your body starts to calm down and relax, all of the thoughts start popping into your head. All of the on purpose misdirection of the lower soul or the human ego starts shooting off these thoughts to lead you out of that opportunity to go deeper into connecting the higher soul and the lower soul. And that's what meditation does. It does a couple things. It connects the higher soul to the lower soul because part of the soul drops itself, inserts itself, puts itself into a human container so that that human, known as you, whatever your name is your human, right? Your person. So that that person, your human, can help evolve it through experiences, because your higher soul cannot experience anything because it's just pure energy and light. So it needs a physical container to sort of bounce around in physical reality to have experiences and to grow and learn, right? So when your human starts to calm down, like the body starts to calm down, there's still the mental body and the emotional body that starts to get stirred up. And what's contained in those bodies, the mental body and the emotional bodies, are a lot of thought forms, right? Which are ideas, beliefs, tendencies, concepts that we have been feeding throughout our entire life, from the moment we were born into this world until this now moment, however old you are, right? So you've had experiences. Those experiences have caused you to think, act, and behave and feel certain ways. And so therefore, those thoughts and ideas you have fed with your energy by thinking them over and over and over and over again. So that creates what's called thought forms. You can kind of think of thought forms as like entities or little beings if you want to go in a more paranormal, way of thinking. So you have these like little entities, right? And they live in the auric field. So as soon as your physical body calms down, your mental body and your emotional body are awakened, I guess you can say, or we can say more accessible. Okay. And so they start becoming active. Those thought forms start to become active. And that's why you start having the thoughts that you have. And they're there to distract you. They are there to distract you from getting into that stillness or that quietness where the higher soul and the lower soul can connect, which is what you want to be able to do, which is why you want to be able to meditate, is not just so that the body relaxes and calms down, but so that the line of communication, the open communication between the higher soul, which is hello there hanging out with the divine, can be dropping data and information into the mental body, which then drops into the emotional body, and then it goes into your physical body, right? So that's how your intuition kind of sort of works in, for this conversation, right? So what anxiety is, you've heard me say this over and over and over again, is excess amount of energy in the body. And it's also excess amount of energy in the mental and emotional bodies. So you have this excess amount of energy that is activating, triggering those thought forms. So those thought forms become your masters, right? So you, as the higher soul, have to come online and go, no, sit, stay, right? So you have to train those thought forms, sit, stay, right? So that you can gain that access to the stillness, right? So that when you have the stillness, you can receive the data and information, however that comes in. We're not going to talk about the different ways. It's another time. We're not going to talk about the different ways that information is going to come in. but just the fact that we can grant it access by taking control and saying, no, sit, stay. So in other words, even though I'm going to have these thoughts pop into my head, even though these thought forms are going to activate even my physical body so that I have to, twitch, or that I'm moving, or, like, oh, I can't meditate. I can't do this. You got to go, no, sit, stay. You're going to do this. That's part of the training. So if you really want to get good at meditation, you have to take control and charge over those thought forms, because those thought forms are trying to survive. And what they know and they get is that whenever you have access to your higher soul, to the divine, they're going to be flushed out. That's the other part of meditation, is that it flushes out these thought forms. And if you don't have those thought forms, oh my gosh, what does your life look like? Right? So that's part of the transformation and the healing process. Right? So meditation is super important because it connects you, gives you that direct connection to the divine, and it flushes out these thought forms. And it allows you to get back to your true divine nature. It allows you to realize that you are actually a spiritual being having a human experience, not a human having spiritual experiences. Right? So you get to collect your energy. You get to reel in your energy. And that helps balance your human's energy, right? So meditation is super, super important. And there are different ways of doing it, right? The technique that I teach is called heart tapping, because it brings heart and mind coherence together, which is a huge, huge ingredient for manifestation and materialization and for reaching your goals. And it teaches your body to calm down and relax while expanding the heart center, which is the largest electromagnetic field of the body. And when your heart is expanded, people can actually feel you before you approach them. So energetically speaking, when you have a big open heart, you have a tendency to be liked more, to be loved more, to be wanted to be around. You have a tendency to be of service to other people. You have a tendency to just be more generous, kind, and loving. And from a karmic perspective, remember the law. It's the law of, why is this all of a sudden I'm blanking? Well, it's karma, the law of cause and effect. There you go. Thank you, guys. Law of cause and effect, right? If you're being more generous and you're being more kind and you're being more loving, guess what you're going to get back? More kind, more generosity, more lovingness, also known as abundance, right? But if you can't access the energy of your heart, which is what meditation really helps you do, then it's going to, you're just going to have a tougher time. It's not that you won't be able to get through life. It's just, you'll just get through life easier with more of an open heart, right? And meditation helps you do that, because meditation helps you understand that you are not your human. You are not your human. You're more than your human. And it's work. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's constant work to continuously remind yourself, no. I'm having these emotions. I'm having these thoughts. I'm responding and behaving a certain way. But that's because that's my human doing it. I got to stop that as my human and be bigger than that and go, no, sit, stay, right? Sit, stay. I got this. So meditation, has a lot of benefits, but we're told and we're taught that it has to look a certain way and be a certain way. And so probably one of the first things that you could do is understand these two things. One is you can do meditation based on how you're capable and able to do it, right? And two, when you start to get kind of overly mental or emotional when you're doing meditation, you got to go, no, sit, stay. Like, I got this. I'm going to work through this. And it's a practice, and you keep doing it over and over and over again. And eventually what happens is you get to that place of stillness. And when you're in that place of stillness where you feel like you have no body, there's no time, there's no thing, there's like you don't know where you are. You've entered the realm of complete and total possibility. That is the quantum, that is the void. Right? You have jumped timelines. You're in a new dimension, a new paradigm, a new reality. And yeah, you can get there. You just have to be able to practice over and over and over with consistency. Sit, stay, right? So meditation is super important. It connects you to the divine. It flushes out these thought forms. So you get to experience who you really are. Not who you're responding to because of reality around you, but who you really are. And you get to actually overcome yourself. You get to get over yourself. You get to have more control over what's really happening when you realize this is not me. I am actually that. Okay? So it's super important to understand why we meditate, like what is going on. Sometimes, and this will happen too, this happens to me too after I do meditation. And I can, again, like I said, I can do a 4-hour meditation, but even if I'm doing a 20-minute meditation where I am just really calm and still, when I come out of meditation, I'm irritable, I'm angry, I'm tired. And that's because all of those thought forms, those little entities, those little beings of energy that I have been feeding all of these years have come up to the surface, right? They've come up to the surface because, again, remember, meditation cleans and clears out. It doesn't just relax and calm you, right? So all these, little entities, these thought forms are like right there. And in that moment, when I'm not in meditation, that's when I can do all of my other energy exercises or whatever redirections to clear them out. Because they've come to the surface now, right? Because I've cleansed them out. My human has to understand this is what's happening so that it can then do something about it, right? It's mindfulness, it's awareness, and it's all part of this process. Your soul is very intelligent. With the cosmos, there's communication, all the things. But you start to get really good at it. You get better at it when you meditate. All right. So yeah, it could take some time before you actually feel that stillness. But you got to keep practicing. You got to keep at it. And there are different ways of doing it. It doesn't have to look like you're sitting in lotus position with hand mudras chanting Om, Om, Om. Right? Especially when you're first learning or you're still not that good at it. And it's okay. It's okay. But it's really important to understand the mechanics and the dynamics of meditation. And I really hope that this helped. I'm actually going to go finish my meditation now. I had started watching a lecture and all of a sudden this dropped into my field. I'm like, go make a recording. So that's the scoop on the poop, you guys. I hope you can meditate more often and more, practice this meditation. And of course, let me know. Drop me a line. Send me an email. Whatever, telling me what your experience of meditation is and what you're getting out of it and how you are learning to control yourself in meditation. Remember, sit, stay. those thought forms are going to try and maneuver you. They're going to try and get you out of the way so that you don't have to do it, right? Right? But no. You can take control. You can take control. All right, you guys, stay connected. Talk to you soon. Well, our time in this now moment together has ended, but another now moment is on its way. Thank you so much for joining me in this human journey and listening to this podcast, The Portal with Terrie Huberman. I sure hope you're getting something out of it. I'm here to help you clear anxiety from the past, align your energy into the present, and help you create your future. My prayer for you is to find the peace and calmness in any given now moment so you can recognize when blessings are afoot and you get to choose your next adventure. Be curious and stay connected. You can always find me at terriehuberman.com. Bye now.